What is up, YouTube? It is your boy King Beam, aka I'm just a Peter Parker looking for his Mary Jane. And today, y'all already read by the title, we are going to be talking about my favorite Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I'm not saying that's my favorite movie. Spider-Man 3 is actually my favorite Spider-Man movie up to date, but Andrew Garfield's rendition of Spider-Man is my favorite version of Spider-Man. And I know that it gets a lot of hate, and I don't know why. I know Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man is very good, and you know, a lot of people worship him for it, and I like it. I think he's in last place for me. Well, I don't know. He might be tied with Tom Holland. I think Tobey's Peter, I like his Peter more, but I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man more. But overall, as a Peter and Spider-Man combination, I like Andrew Garfield, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into the video, please don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, turn on those post notifications so you never miss a single video I'm putting out. And, you know, might as well go and watch all the other videos I have while you're at it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is very close to the version of Spider-Man that we get in the original run of the comics. Spider-Man, Peter, I should say. Peter was a good person, but he was bullied, and if given the chance, he would become the bully himself if he got enough power. And that's what he did in the comics. Now, Tobey's Peter, he was just, you know, he was a good, happy guy. He didn't want to bully anyone. He's just a good person. But I think Andrew's Peter, he's really close to one in the comics where, like, when he got his powers, like, he wanted to abuse them. He did abuse them because, I mean, he'd been getting bullied all his life, and he wanted to become the bully. And I know that his Peter gets a lot of hate because he's the cool skater Peter, and oh, he wouldn't be a nerd. I mean, he doesn't look like a nerd and all that. But I'm like, Mark Webb, he wanted to make that Peter like relatable to the people watching the movie back in like what, 2010, 2011, and like that was what high schoolers looked like back then. So I mean, I like it. I don't think, you know, it's the best idea to make Peter this cool looking dude, but I mean, I like what we got. I think it really worked. And to combine that with Gwen Stacy, him and Emma Stone, they did their thing on set. Their relationship on screen is very nice. And I know a lot of people don't like that it was like awkward, and Andrew like stuttered a lot. He was like and like yeah, but like that's how it is. And when you're in love in high school, like, you know, being the expert on love myself, of course, that's what it's like. You know, you're stuttering, you're like, because they're in high school, they don't know any better, they're just trying to fill out the love. That's what it's like. It's all nervous and jumpy, and you know, if you've been there, if you know, you know. Okay, I think what they had was cool on screen, combined with like they were together off set, that like translated into their scenes, and I think they did a really good job with each other. And I think that Gwen Stacy was the perfect love interest for this Peter, because she like helped him on his missions while he was Spider-Man and stuff, because he's like all smart and everything, and I think that was really cool. And so let me talk about Spider-Man becoming Spider-Man. And so if you've seen The Amazing Spider-Man, you know that Peter becomes Spider-Man, but he doesn't really become Spider-Man yet, because his uncle gets killed, right? Uncle Ben dies, and then Peter, he puts on the Spider-Man suit. But he only puts on the Spider-Man suit so that he can find the guy who killed his uncle and kill him, I guess. So he's really just out here looking for revenge for like a large part of the movie. But he is wearing the Spider-Man suit at this time, but he's not Spider-Man yet. And this is what I really love about this movie. I love his evolution into becoming a better person. Because earlier in the movie, he forgets to pick up Aunt May, and Uncle Ben gets mad at him. He gets home late, and Aunt May's worried about him, and he doesn't care. He's just like, go to sleep. I mean, Aunt May asked him to get some eggs one time or milk or something like that, and he didn't get any for her. And then he showed up extra late looking all beat up, and like, he wasn't really the best person. And then Kurt Connors, the villain of this movie, he becomes the Lizard, as many of you know, and he's like going on this rampage on the bridge. And then there's this kid in this car that Peter has to save, and then Peter, he's like, don't be scared. He puts the Spider-Man mask on the kid, then he saves his life, and then he puts his mask back on. And then there's this little scene where Peter's sitting there and he's looking at the kid and his father, and like his father is hugging his son, and they're like, thank you. And he's like, yeah, like that's it. That's the moment where he realized that this is what being Spider-Man means, to save other people, not to go searching out for revenge because you have some personal vendetta. It's to save people who can't save themselves, you know, to help out those people in the world getting bullied out there like you. And that's the moment he becomes Spider-Man, and I really love that scene. Also, Kurt Connors, great villain. I really love the Lizard in this movie. He has some really cool scenes. There's this one funny scene where he like chokes Peter and puts him in a headlock, like he's about to like use him as a microphone. Then he's like, "Pull Peter Parker," like he like pronounces his P's very profusely. You know, SAT word. Oh yeah, there's another great scene when him and Spider-Man are fighting, and then Stan Lee is like in the background in the library, and he's just chilling. He doesn't know anything's going on, but like, that's why I really love this Spider-Man, like his evolution into becoming Spider-Man. I just think it's more realistic, because in Tobey's run, yeah, he was a good person, and then he just becomes a hero. And then with Tom Holland, I mean, he's already established as Spider-Man, but Andrew, we really get to see like a realistic take. Like, honestly, if you were in his situation, you'd want to use your powers you'd want to abuse your powers too. You'd want to go find the guy. If you had the power to kill the dude that killed your uncle, and you like felt responsible, like, because I mean, it's his fault. He let the guy get away. He could have stopped him, but he didn't. Like, and you want to stop that guy because he killed your uncle, you'd go out there and try to get him. You wouldn't just automatically become a hero. And I love how it's just like realistic. And then he finally realizes that, hey, this is what being a hero is about. And Captain Stacy's really good in this movie too. And that's what I want to get at next, going into the next installment in the Amazing Spider-Man series. So Captain Stacy, he dies at the end of the Amazing Spider-Man, and he tells Peter to leave Gwen out of it. And initially he does, but then at the end of the movie, we see that Peter, he's probably not going to honor Captain Stacy's wish. And then that ends the Amazing Spider-Man. And honestly, I'd give the Amazing Spider-Man a smooth like 7 out of 10. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it's a really good movie. And then we get to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been the biggest hater of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 for I don't know how long. But as of recent, I'm not gonna say I like the movie, but there are a lot of aspects that I like. Starting with the cinematography in this movie, it's really freaking good. Like, there's a lot of cool shots in this movie, like when Spider-Man's fighting Electro in the little like electric power plant thing, that looks awesome. Gwen, when she's falling, and then they zoom in on Spider-Man's mask, and then you can see Gwen falling in his mask like that. Whew, I love that scene so much. I'm sorry, fanboying out right now, but that scene blows me away. But yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's not a good movie. They start out with like this like Mission Impossible James Bond scene with Peter's dad, and like it's not needed. But like I said, there are really good aspects about this movie which make me love Andrew's Peter in Spider-Man even more. I mean, his suit, definitely my favorite suit out of any of the suits. It looks like the original suit from the comics, and I really like this suit on him. I mean, it's the movie really had a good concept with the Electro guy and Jamie Foxx, and he was like neglected, and then he gets his power and stuff, and his teeth get fixed somehow by electric eels. But I mean, that's pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty good concept, I guess. And then the whole Harry subplot. But you know, if you've seen the movie, it's not the way they go about doing the story doesn't really work out well. But some of my favorite parts are definitely the fight between Spider-Man and Electro in the electric power plant. When Electro, he starts like, I don't know what he does. I know he does something with lightning, and then he starts playing the itsy bitsy spider on the illegal electric thingies.
I hate this song.
And Peter's like, oh, I hate this song. I really like that scene. The Green Goblin fight, a lot of people don't like it. I love that fight at the end because it's like a race against time. Peter's trying to save MJ, but Gwen, but he's also trying to beat Harry, and then MJ's falling and he has to go save her. And then, like I said, literally every scene with him and Gwen is so good. They're so good on screen together. I just love it. And I mean, he's like, throughout this movie, he's having these like visions of Ghost Dad, because like, you know, he's still with Gwen and he's not supposed to, and Captain Stacy told him to leave her out of it, but she insisted that she was going to stay with him because she can help him out, and she said it was her choice. And you know, they have these like really good scenes throughout the movie. I mean, he spells out I love you in webs on the bridge in one scene in the movie, and like everything together with them, it's just so good. And then she dies, and like Andrew Garfield's performance is just A1. He's like crying and sobbing, and like, I love that scene. It's sad, but probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. And yeah, then we get like a little Rhino tease at the end, and then for the no more Andrew. But like I said, I don't really necessarily think the movies are the best Spider-Man movies, but Spider-Man himself, easily my favorite Spider-Man out of the three. Let me know who your favorite Spider-Man is down in the comment section below. Are you excited for No Way Home? Because I know I am. I'm seeing it next Tuesday. Pre-order my tickets. I am ready. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, or dislike if you didn't, even though I won't see it because YouTube is weird. And turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video. Come and join the Simpat Pirates. We need new crew members. And yeah, follow my Twitch, Stars meme page, all that good stuff down in the description below. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Peace out.